All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, let me know you are here and stand. In custody, we have Daniel Rosas, David Vietti. Thank you. Rudolfo Lozano, custody, Dustin Newkirk. Dustin Newkirk. Stefan Brown. Thank you. Mariah Lopez, custody. Devin Wilson. Devin Wilson. Mahia, they can't blame this on the eclipse. It hasn't happened. Victor Garcia, custody. Ivan Pacheco. Christopher Morrison. Christopher Morrison. Arturo Campos, custody. Camillus Augustin Galvan. Thank you. Adrian Delaterio, custody. Kent Wells. Ricardo Ramirez. Larry Evans. Thank you. Arturo Villanueva. Dana Waters. Andrew Estrada. Andrew Estrada. Darius Harris. Thank you. Ernest Gonzalez. Ernest Gonzalez. Claudia Michelle Aaron. Claudia Michelle Aaron. That is 3 first names. Corey Baumgartner, custody. Rodolfo Aceves. Hey, did I pronounce it right? Yay, either he's just saying that because he wants to say I pronounced it right, or either I'm doing great on that. Marcus Trammell. Thank you. Joseph Ortiz. Michael Prieto. Jacob Harris, custody. Marcelina Padilla, custody. Christopher Rodriguez, custody. Anthony Warrington, Timothy Johnson, Carlos Alba Padron, custody. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? All right, we'll start here. Yes, what's your name? Amanda, and the last name? Could you spell that, please?
Mahla.
And do you know your case number or SID number?
Yes,
all right, what is the case number?
it's 716-886.
Do you know who your attorney is?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is that?
Patrick Montgomery?
And have you had contact with him?
Not this morning, Your Honor. I did leave a message.
All right, have you had contact with him at all in the past?
Yes.
Okay, all right, awesome. See, did everyone see that? Women always know their case number, their attorney's number. She probably knows his phone number and his address. So the other people raised your hands. I know you're going to make me proud and do that as well. Who else? All right, don't let me down. What's your name? I'm sorry? Troy Parrish. All right, do you know your case number, SID number? All right, what's your SID number?
682.
082. All right, do you know your attorney's name? All right, anyone else? All right, we're going to check on that, okay? Anyone else on this side? On this side? All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. Number 1, attorneys. Do not approach the clerk or the court report or the coordinator while we're on the record. You'll know we're on the record because I've called the style of the case. Do not talk behind the court reporter if you have a client who's in custody. If you'll just ask the deputies, they'll move them to the other end and you can still confer. Do not approach the court unless you confer with your client and confer with the state. Yes, if your client is in custody, they need to be brought out. If your client wishes to communicate with the court in a language other than English, we will need an interpreter. So when you approach, let the coordinator or clerk know we need an interpreter. All right, today is Thursday, or as we call it, Friday Eve. So there's a lot of reasons to be excited. We're not on Monday yet, which who knows? Maybe it's just going to be an eclipse, or maybe it's going to be the purge. If it's going to be the purge, don't be that person in the movie when you know you're supposed to be in your house at 6 p.m. and all of a sudden you remember you forgot milk for a recipe and you're like, oh, I'm going to go out at 5:45. I'm sure I'll make it back before 6. All right. So everyone, criminal trial division here, family violence here. Please confer. Vashon, I already know what's going to happen. You know, they say a lot of traffic is going to be surrounding the clips. There's somebody who's going to need to go to the store for some salt, pepper, something. And they're going to go in the midst of the eclipse without their glasses. Mhm.
Judge Miss Nicola, Miss Nicola is the first new lady that she is on the docket today. I'm having Marco pull her file.
All right, thank you. And then on Troy Parish, do we know who his attorney is?
I'm gonna look right now. Oh, thank you.
I don't want to jinx it, but I want to.
Leslie Sexualist.
Oh, Leslie Sekonowich.
The country, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's his attorney. I can give him his information.
All right, let's see if Leslie Sekonowich is in the building. See if he can come.
I will copy. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I know, you're like.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wait.
So, yes, well, I can, when he gets about it, when he asked. Okay. And, you know, I'm gonna be called.
There we go. Obviously that was- Yeah, that's something that. Just looking at. I just want to get that.
Yeah. So that's.
You're saying she gets.
Your basis, okay. Well, it's not like
She's saying. Thank you. For who wants it? Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll try the lines. I'll just. Yeah, exactly. I'm saying exact. So I would check with him. Yes, I better. Okay. So I will, and I'm not sure.
I think if you have to do it, we're ready for him to look like, and then he'll be on his way.
All right, thank you.
Judge, last week.
No, you know what? They're the deputy.
They're the deputy?
Yes.
I'll go down to the mention.
All right, thank you.
Exactly. We would participate in the trial. Well, it's that it shows that we rejected the show. I'm thinking of the show. Okay. Do you know this is like a little the question.
I just don't know why that's.
Yeah. And those we can keep this. Okay. So it's a piece, but the first. Yeah, so it'll run the trial or right, but I mean also.
Sounds like. Okay, well, let's get this downloaded. Do you have somewhere else we need to do? Okay, yeah, let me get this downloaded, take a look. I mean, if you want to follow the motion.
There's no.
Leslie has asked if he could come up here and I can give him his phone number. He said that he would talk to me on my phone. But he has a jury trial that he has first.
Oh, which jury trial is he in?
He didn't say. He said the 4:37 is when he will be at this morning,
Okay,
but for that gentleman.
all right, we'll just give him his number and he can contact him. Troy Parrish, come forward, please. All right, if you'll stand right there, she'll let you know who your attorney is. Bashan,
Hi, good morning.
could you come around here for a moment? I want to show you this on the computer.
The attorney has told me to give you his cell number and that he's gonna call you. He's
On
going
this
to a
one?
jury trial.
So it seems like the
And your
issue
case
is
hasn't been
this.
indicted yet. So
So I don't necessarily want to extend him. Let me see. When does he expire?
Yeah.
You can have a seat, just give me a thing. Yes, if she's gonna call you right back up here, we have to do some,
All
a
right.
little bit of research.
All right,
You
so
can have a
let's do
seat and we'll
this.
call you right back up here. Is that okay?
I'm going to
right, take
say, because I have to check something, it won't let me go past. But on this one, if you could just set it for compliance for him to come in.
Okay.
And I'll talk to him about this, and then I'll come up with something. Because if we extend him, I wouldn't want him extended for a year or whatever. I want it extended for 3 months.
Okay.
And then we can see how he's doing. So I'll put approve,
Well,
because I can't.
you wanna put denied for now, and then I'll put, I'll make sure to put as a commentary. And then whenever it comes in, I can redo the paperwork. to
Okay,
whatever you-
awesome. And so we'll just have him come in before that date.
Okay, yes.
And do you need you know who it is?
I got it.
Okay. All right, thank you. Oh, and someone brought us this.
So that is. Yeah. So like.
No, I would have done it because he didn't want it. I will be working hard.
Christopher Morrison's on your.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be on Zoom or in person?
Well, there's someone who's in the box. You'd have to ask him to pull the file because if he's supposed to be by Zoom, I would have written it in the file.
Okay, yeah, I know he's supposed to be here in person, but the office says that no Zoom, so I just said, I better make sure.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
sure. It should be written in the file. And there is someone in the waiting room.
Oh,
Judge, it does say Zoom.
All right, yes, by Zoom.
okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, Shannon Roxas attorney.
Verify. 1 second. Shannon Marsh.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you, you too. Adriana, what's Marco's last name?
Vigata,
Okay.
Troy Parish.
you know how like that actress's name is Sophia Vigata?
Mhm.
That's the name.
Oh, so Vigar.
VER.
Okay.
GARA.
All right.
Here's your attorney's name. You're gonna get something in the mail when the case has been indicted. You need to contact the ombudsman and let them know that you showed up today and you are excused from the court. You agree to go.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, and where is he on loan to?
Finishing up.
Oh, okay. What are they trying? Okay.
Being the hero, we all know what you
Can I see the file on Larry Evans, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Evans, Larry Evans.
He might have stepped out with,
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Did he answer?
Yeah. Thank you.
May I briefly approach Judge?
Sure.
We're doing a plea. It's an off docket that was added on Ernest Gonzalez. He's here and we're preparing the paper.
Okay. All right, thank you. Oh, and Adriana.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't have any more trial court certifications
Yes, ma'am.
up on the box, on the wall.
Which was Larry Evans specimens.
Yes.
I'm sorry to ask you, one case or both cases?
Both.
This is the only document. The application.
Then we go get the forms.
Oh.
yes, I can.
Next, we have Claudia and six Spanish.
Okay.
And, Marcelino Padilla is getting ready to go into surgery, so he won't be there.
All right, Marcelino, who?
Padilla,
All right, is he in custody?
he's in custody.
Okay. Could you have them pull the file for me on that one?
Marcelino.
Do we know what the surgery is about? All right, thank you. Okay, that way I'll know how far to set it off, or if they could just tell us how long they expect him to be out. Thank you.
Hi, we were gonna do a plea, but they didn't have any of these. This is the only form they have.
I just got to put them out. right
Oh,
now.
you did? Okay. Thanks.
State on Marcelina Padilla. He's not gonna be here today.
Okay, is he still in the hospital?
Yes, you're welcome. Sean, I think we should run the 5K. I mean, if we're gonna do it, we need to do it. You're not gonna run? All right, we can't be out there till midnight for a 5K. All right. Norma, are you gonna be there? All right, Norma, do you walk fast? You know how fast Norma walks? Like she, yeah. All right, usually, you know how fast she usually walks? Like we're in a horror movie and trying to get caught. I'm like, I always wonder if I'm in a horror movie and I fall down. Am I just not gonna get up? I think I would be able to run on a broke ankle if I were in a horror movie. I'm like, but why do people run from Chucky, the doll? I never know.
Yeah, so. That's easy. Okay.
Yeah, Jacob, yours. I'll just say this.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, thank you.
This is like a final.
All right, thank you. Oh, excuse me, Marco. Do you have anything where they're asking for funds? Because that's what I need.
Oh, yeah, they just wanted the appointment of experts. I have a few.
And I need it for this. Is Renee still here?
I'll be right back. 1 second.
Renee
They
Munoz?
sent out to talk to clients.
Okay. Norma, on Marcelio Padilla, can we recall that for next week, Thursday?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see the file on Mr. Aceves, please?
Yep.
Um, Vashawn,
Yes, sir.
are you ready for Mr. Aceves?
Yes, sir. I didn't know this. Attorney.
No, he can't. He didn't have it on his calendar. All right, Mr. Aceves, come up, please. All right, hi. So now your hair is growing out again. So how's everything been going?
Yeah, pretty good. The job is going very well and everything is okay.
All right. Miss Abrams, how's he doing?
Reports from his CSO indicate all things are going very well. He's been compliant with all of his terms of probation, no issues. There's not been any violations on his GPS. Every time the field team goes over, he's in compliance, no issues there, and he reports as directed.
Okay, and I can see why your attorney is not here because I wrote on the file that we were gonna come back on May 27th to see how he did during Fiesta.
Oh.
So I understand why your attorney's not here. Is he still on GPS?
Yes, Judge, you did tell him that if all was well and he was doing well, that he would be able, possibly you would consider removal.
Okay, so I think I wanted him after Fiesta. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. So we were gonna set him after Fiesta. That's why I have it for May 27th. Oh, I know, there's some, yeah. All right, so you're actually set, but this is what I'll tell you I will do. Because Fiesta is over with basically the end of April. Instead of bringing you back on May 27th, I'll give you a choice. I can bring you back on May 27th and make a decision to remove GPS on that date, or I can bring you back on April 30th and make a decision to remove GPS. What I can tell you, if everything is still going great with your probation,
Mhm.
your GPS is going to get removed.
Okay.
So do you want to come back on April 30th, or do you still want to keep the May 27th date?
On April 30th, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll be back on April 30th. And then I'll make a decision on the removal of the GPS. So make sure you're still following through on everything, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you need a reset form?
Yes, Your
All right. Mhm. Norman, can you give him a reset for April 30th, please?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
He was on the docket, Judge?
He's on the new call.
Yes.
Is that it as a compliance?
You can say compliant. Well, not really compliance. It's just an update.
Yes. I think it's just like.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I have a file back on? I say this, please.
Just one. For the reset, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's 42, sorry. It's 42.
This one.
Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Because I saw, I had it written there. That's why when you were saying he's still on GPS, I'm like, oh, maybe my notes are wrong. But he should not. Okay. Because he said he's still on GPS. Sure.
Like, I hit it too.
Bashan, before you call him back, just a second. Yeah.
All right.
Please be seated. Thank you. And Deputy Mahia, how you doing? Okay. Look at you acting like Rambo, waiting to the last minute, feeling pain, but do nothing about it. What is it with adults and not going to get checked? Hello.
Hi,
Yes, who do you have?
I have Mr. Carlos Pedron.
All right, did you ask them to pull the file?
No, let me do that. Thank you.
Renee,
Yes, Your Honor.
On the case you had, I've been receiving emails about payment of an expert. I don't know if the motions were filed or not. It's the medical examiner. So I don't know if you know if those were filed or not.
I'm not totally aware, Your Honor. I think
Okay.
Teresa and Lorraine were
Yes.
handling that aspect before I got on, but I can email or text them your concern to.
All right,
provide
or
us-
either the clerk is looking for it to see if they can pull it, but there may not be anything there.
Oh, okay, okay, the medical examiner. Okay, Judge, I'll let them know.
Okay.
I'll text them.
All right, thank you.
That one is still not indicted. We do not.
Was indicted, I just don't
No,
know.
no, it's indicted. They just don't have a file.
We don't have a file yet from downstairs. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, you can-
I'll come back.
Give them your information.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Yes.
See if I can go grab it.
Sure. Do you have a file?
Mr. Evans just got dismissed.
Yes, where is he?
He's in that.
All right, have him come up.
Oh, yes. Ma'am. I had a follow-up question. It's about his ankle monitor that's on his ankle, but I'll bring him in.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Sorry. I mean, it was.
You're fine with that, yes, do that.
Yes. State on Mr. Evans' case, did you have contact with the complainant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Evans, here's the thing. Your cases were dismissed. You know why you're here. This is what I always tell people. If there's an issue in your relationship that caused you to come to court, if you don't address whatever that issue is in a calm, collective manner, what's going to end up happening is that issue is still going to be there and that issue is going to come back up and you're going to end back up in court. You understand? I don't know what a head shake is. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes,
All right. So if you're planning on staying in that relationship, you probably need to have couples counsel and you need to work on yourself. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, your case is dismissed. You're excused.
Judge, he's an ankle monitor that's been ordered.
Oh,
by the court
they
as a
will
bond.
remove it.
So I'm gonna tell him to go straight to the Bear County
Yes.
Jail, the central office where he got it. They should remove it by order of operation with these motions. So that as soon as it hits the system, it should be good. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. The clerk already gave it to me. Yes.
Mr. Procaster on Michael Prieto. He had a
If you
violation.
ask them, ask Marco in the back.
We're ready to approach whenever.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
You had a violation report on that?
No, I'm not. I
You
think
got
I'm
one
on.
from the back?
Everything in there. Did I put in the back?
The ones that are set
It
up
was
for-
Friday,
I believe
Friday
that the dead
afternoon,
people-
he was all excited, and then Saturday morning came and he says,
Yes.
it was Saturday, I said, oh. Yeah.
Charles, I can always depend on you to come and solve problems. I like it.
What I try to do, Judge, I learned the hard way, so I try to let other people know.
Let me check, because I know it's one before.
All right, State, have you had a chance to review the violation report on Michael Prieto? It's a driving while intoxicated. I'll give this to you.
Sorry, Judge.
Oh, no problem. Yes.
The moment just ready to announce it's Joseph Ortiz of set for him today. We came to.
Okay, give me one second. Let me make sure. Is it Ortiz?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yes. Yes.
No, it's a nightmare.
All right, Joseph Ortiz.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is he here? And do you have the complainant here?
Yes, she's
here as well.
All right, we're gonna go on the record. So, Mr. Hernandez, if you could move down to the other end with your client. Court is calling NIMAG number 7561334, State of Texas versus Joseph Ortiz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ally Jackson.
Defense?
Renee Munoz on behalf of Mr. Ortiz.
And are you Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here on a motion to modify the condition of bond from no contact to no harmful or injurious contact. State, have you had a chance to review the motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, do you have any objections to the
I do
motion?
not, Your Honor.
All right, and defense, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor. I did confer with the district attorney's office earlier. They are in agreement with the change, but yes, we can call the complaining witness, Judge Leanna Ortiz.
All right, if she'll come forward, please, Leanna Ortiz. All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give would be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Liana Alicia Ortiz.
All right, questions?
Ms. Ortiz,
All right, everyone in the box, please whisper.
since this incident occurred, have you and your husband been abiding by the no contact order?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you here today to ask for a no harmful or injurious contact order?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel safe in the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Had there been any prior violence before this?
No, ma'am.
And then are you both in the military?
Yes, ma'am.
And are your military supervisors aware of the situation between you two?
Yes, ma'am.
Are they keeping in contact with the two of you?
Yes.
No further questions, Your
All right, any questions?
Just briefly, Your Honor, Ms. Ortiz, if the court does change the condition of contact, will you abide by that no harmful injurious contact along with Joseph?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
And shortly after this incident, when officers arrived, did you request of the detective that the contact order be changed?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe or have any reason to believe that you would be in danger should the no contact order be changed?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. So, is the Army providing support, or do they provide support for you as far as any type of counseling for you or counseling for Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, the Air Force is providing.
All right, and do they provide couples counseling?
I know that I would have to get with my victims advocate. I'm supposed to talk to them tomorrow.
All right, and so do you have a victims advocate in the military?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, is there anything else?
And I will state that on his own, Mr. Ortiz has already completed a short domestic violence course. He will, of course, we might expect him further down the line to complete a more intensive one, but he has taken those steps, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. All right. So, Mr. Ortiz, let me just tell you what the no harmful or injurious contact means, because sometimes people think it just means you're not allowed to be physically violent with someone. But no harmful or injurious contact also includes, shouting at somebody, as my mother would say, calling them everything but a child of God. That's not allowed either. So I'm going to grant the order. Both parties agree to it. She wants it. So I'm going to grant that order. Okay. And thank you both for your service. All right. Thank you.
Go ahead, Tix. Appreciate that, Your Honor.
All right. You're welcome.
Maybe excused.
Yes. Oh, can I speak with you? And yes. Are the parties ready on Jacob Harris? Court is calling 2021 CR 5266, State of Texas versus Jacob Harris. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett,
Defense?
Milton Butler representing Jacob Harris.
Are you Mr. Harris?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel. Excuse me, counsel, in the box. Oh, if you can move down to that end. All right, we're back on the record. I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jacob M. Harris who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 5266 for the offense of evading arrest detention with a vehicle on April 14th, 2022 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Jacob N. Harris did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January 2023 and February 2023 in violation condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
And Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And it is extend I'm sorry, deny the motion, extend the individual for 2 years, a 60-day jail sanction, await a tap eval, for intensive outpatient treatment, and bi-weekly drug test for 90 days, random thereafter, and then verify employment and residency every 90 days, Your Honor.
Is this a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you asking me to follow this agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Jacob Montreal Harris.
All right. Why are you not doing well on probation?
When I got released, I was homeless. I don't have any family really in
All right, you're gonna have to pull the mask down.
Sorry. I don't have any family really in San Antonio. My lady, my kids, my support system is in St. Louis. That's where I wanted to get it transferred to. I talked to my probation officer about it, but it was kind of a process that I wasn't able to follow through with. But that's really it.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 and 1 on the way.
All right, what are their ages?
My daughter is 5, and my son he turns 3 in July.
And the one on the way?
She's
On the way.
Yeah.
All right, and the mother of that child, are they here in San Antonio?
No.
Is this the same person who has your other 2 children?
Yes.
All right, so why are you creating children when you don't have your life in order? Because if this one's on the way and you've been on probation since April 14, 2022, unless the gestation period has changed since I've been in school, what are you doing?
When I was working, I was doing stone masonry, and I was doing a little landscaping to take care of my kids and my lady.
Why don't we say the mother of your children instead of my lady?
Sorry, mother of my children.
Okay.
That's more professional. But,
I mean, well, because that shows a sign of respect. Your lady, your girl, sometimes that's just random people. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Mother of my children.
So who does she know in St. Louis that she's in St. Louis and not here with you?
Her mom, her whole family. Our whole family is from there.
How does her whole family feel about her being with you?
Actually good. I mean, I have some bumps and bruises, but in all, we are a close family.
All right, and where are your parents?
And my mom is in Nebraska, but my aunties and my uncles and my grandma, everybody's in St. Louis.
So why would you want to be in St. Louis as opposed to being in Nebraska with your mom?
Because kids, of course, the mother of my children, I have a better support system. I have some good people that's, that talk to me, good people on my side to keep me focused. Not saying that I can't stay focused myself, but it's the surroundings. I think that's better for me.
All right, and what's up with all these tattoos?
This is my daughter's name. This is my brother's keeper. I got my mom name, my mother, my kid's name, and then I got my daughter's name again and her name again.
So you're doing that because you cannot remember their names, or you just want to do that?
I love them. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get their faces on my chest.
All right, so here's the thing. If you're going to be doing tattoos of relatives' names, you want them to be proud of it, right? And proud of you. So you're going to have to start doing better if you're going to be tattooing people's names on your body, because somebody will see that and they will be like, oh, that's her dad. And you don't want them to say, that's her dad who doesn't have his life together. Because children, the way parents are raising them, they tease, they bully, they do all of that. And you don't want to give anybody any excuse to not have your children proud of you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're gonna have to start doing better. If you don't start doing better, you know what's gonna end up happening? You potentially could be in prison for 10 years. I don't know why people don't report. It's sort of like I have a choice to make. I can report, all will be fine, or I can not report and potentially go to prison. I don't know why you're in the streets making choices to not report. And here, there are rules, there are consequences for actions. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And what I can tell you, is there going to be an agreement for him to transfer to St. Louis?
I believe there
That's the
was
first
when
I've heard of it,
when he was originally sentenced back in
Okay.
2022.
No, because I don't have it written that he was to transfer. This is the first time I'm hearing of St. Louis. And you know how I know this is the first time I'm hearing of St. Louis?
Yes.
Because it's not written on the docket sheet. And my mind is a steel trap. And I would have remembered you bringing up St. Louis. Because I do. I probably can't tell you, oh, this happened on April 15th, but I can tell you the weather and I can tell you the entire conversation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what county is St. Louis?
Missouri.
It's Missouri County?
No, Clayton. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
Clayton.
All right. This is what the court will do, and states you may continue to confer.
Thank you.
I'm going to find violation of condition number 4 true. I'll deny the motion. You'll be extended for 2 years. And this is the second time you haven't reported. You're not going to be, Vashawn, he's not transferring to St. Louis right away. He needs to show me something because this is the second time that you have not reported. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the last time you wanted to transfer to Copper's Cove. And where is Copper's Cove located?
By Colleen.
And see, and why did you want to transfer to Colleen?
Because it was gonna be a job waiting for me.
See, he just wants to, you're trying to be a vagabond or a
Not-
nomad. You
not
can't do
really.
that when you're on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so deny, extend 2 years. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There is going to be a referral to felony drug court while in custody. Has the TAP already been completed probation?
Yes, that was conducted in 2022. We would need a updated tab.
All right, updated TAP in custody. Follow all TAP recommendations. There is to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. You'd obtain employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And Ms. Abrams, once he's completed, if he doesn't qualify for felony drug court, if they want him in outpatient treatment or something else, once he's completed his treatment here, then he can transfer to Clayton County. And also no transfer until he's completed parenting classes as well. Have you done your parenting classes?
No, ma'am.
What have you done since you've been on probation?
I'm really working, trying to take care of my kids.
Your children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It was really it. I was just trying to stay busy, try to stay productive.
All right. So you're going to get productive here. if you want to transfer there, you understand?
Yes,
And to get productive here, that means that if you're not accepted into felony drug court, if the TAP evaluation recommends intensive outpatient treatment, you're going to complete that and complete parenting classes before I will allow transfer to Missouri. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't, and the reason why I'm doing it is because I don't like to send problems here elsewhere, because I don't want somebody else sending their problems here either. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We can go off the record. And here's the other thing. The mother of your children is in Missouri with her parents. And she's with her parents because she needed probably financial support and a place to stay, right? You cannot be going to Missouri, do not have your life in order, and then try to do upheaval and change things like, oh, I'm the father, what I say goes. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to get your life in order first. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, here's the deal. In this court, and I've told you this before, I'm going to say it again. To be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let your probation officer know. If you're homeless, let your probation officer know. They can refer you to different places. If for any reason they are not responding to that, you can always come back to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And Vashawn, I just got this second chance job flyer. Do you have a copy of that? All right. And so you'll make sure you go to that job fair, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For Claudia Aaron. Claudia Aaron. We're just gonna be requesting a mental health PTD screening.
No. It wouldn't have been with the COVID thing. So if they sealed.
Yeah, they filed sealed on this case.
All right.
Waiting to hear back from criminal filing. It's about access to the order. If they do find anything, case specific investigator, I'll ready to approach them. Can't well.
All right. Norma, can you call Renee Munoz back? Maybe Renee can.
Get a copy of it.
Yes.
Would you like to keep this, man?
Yes. Thank you.
If you need anything else, just let me know.
All right. Thank you. All right. Who's here on Marcus Trammell? All right. All right. And counsel, you're on this side.
Well,
I'm sorry?
I have kept well. He has 2 questions.
All right. So what is the charge in this case?
Terroristic threat,
All right. So is this family violence or criminal trial division?
I think CTD.
All right. Hank,
Yes, ma'am.
is this your case?
Judge, I think it is, but it's it's a CM number. It's not,
Okay.
hasn't been filed yet, Judge.
All right, court is calling CM 117105, State of Texas versus Marcus Trammell. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Mario Moreno.
And are you Mr. Trammell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. State, any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any objection to this motion to withdraw, sir?
No.
All right, then the court will sign the order and it will be granted. All right, and counsel, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're off the record. Do you have an attorney that you're going to hire?
I was told, but I'll get a list of attorneys that will be vetted for me.
No, that's not how it works. Are
All
you asking for a court-appointed attorney?
No, ma'am. My lawyer said they were gonna give me a list before they filed.
All right, are you planning on giving him a list of attorneys to hire?
We were just gonna provide him attorneys that we know of that work in the field. Specifically, there's other civil matters that he's looking into as well that would potentially be able to handle all matters.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, just have a seat. We're going to give you a reset date for when to come back to court and have an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right.
So you help with your clerk to bring up the new.
Yes. Charles.
Yes. My approach.
Yeah. Mr. Trammell? Mr. Trammell, don't leave because I need to give you. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, could you come forward just briefly? How much time do you need for an attorney to hire one?
I don't even know why I was arrested, so.
Yeah, okay. So this is what we'll do. I'm going to give you a 30-day reset and then you can come back here and we'll see if you have an attorney. And if you would like one appointed for you, we can have one appointed. All right. So do you need a court appointed one, you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So.
All right. So I tell you what, we'll get a court appointed attorney for you. And then if you still want to hire an attorney or if you're able to hire an attorney, you can do that. Okay. Because sometimes I know finances, people are not able to afford an attorney. Okay. All right. So what's going to end up happening? We'll appoint an attorney for you, but that's a preliminary because they're going to want to interview you to see if you actually qualify for one. Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll give him a 30-day reset.
Will be May 2nd.
Mama?
Yes, ma'am.
Here.
Do I send it a meeting to go down first?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
All right, who's here on Darius Harris?
You can have a seat, ma'am.
All right. All right, are you Mr. Harris? All right, where are we on discovery?
As far as I'm aware, Your Honor, I haven't stumbled upon any need of additional discovery. I believe we're complete with discovery.
And Judge, the state did make an offer. The defendant has 2 pending misdemeanors. If the offer is to TIC this case for a plea on the misdemeanors, those misdemeanors were sent today. So I think defense was going to take him down to misdemeanor court.
All right, you all can leave for misdemeanor court and then just come back.
With an update.
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
And thank you for coming here first.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
My pleasure.
Who's here on Kent Wells?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mario. I thought you both before you leave outside.
All right, where? All right. Hello, Mr. Wells.
Good morning.
Good morning. So where are we on discovery?
We're good on discovery, Your Honor. We received discovery. We've been reviewing it. We understand that the state is going to be reaching out to the complaining witness about a potential resolution for the case. And we're just asking for a short reset to have them make that conferring and then get back to us.
And Judge, on this case, defense asked for pretrial diversion. That's just something that we just have to run by the complainant. So that's a possibility. It's just something that.
All right, do y'all want to recall it back for the week of April 15th or the week of April 29th?
It should be fine for the 15th, Judge, just because the complainant has been very cooperative. He's answered the phone call, so I don't think it's going to take that long.
All right, Norma, can you recall Mr. Kent Wells for you guys 15th, 16th, or 18th?
I would say the 18th, Judge.
All right, Norma, are you able
Sorry,
to
the 16th, Your Honor.
recall this for April 16th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, who's here on Claudia Aaron? The attorney for Claudia Aaron.
Trying to get too much work done.
No problem.
Not enough ears.
All right, Claudia Aaron, come forward.
She might be in, must have stepped out. I apologize. Will not be recalled. I'm just asking for permission to apply for the mental health.
All right, when she comes back, we'll take it up. Victor Garcia.
He's in custody.
All right, come down, please. All right, on this case, I have the acknowledgement of discovery. There was a sanity evaluation filed. My understanding, he was found to be sane at the time of the offense.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today is your plea deadline date.
We were extending an offer of 40 years. My client would like to approach the rest of the court, Your Honor.
All right, so don't tell me what the offer is, but what do you want to approach on?
I think it's too, this was an accident.
Let me stop you right there.
I
So,
want to hire an attorney.
okay. So if you want to hire an attorney, you're more than welcome to hire an attorney, but that attorney needs to be ready for trial.
Okay.
All right. So how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
Probably about 5 days, Judge, 4 or 5 days.
All right. How long do you expect the
about a
trial to
week.
last?
About a week, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, this is family violence and I need a jury trial date.
Give me just a second, Judge.
All right. And what I can tell you, Mr. Garcia, is the state tenders an offer. Your attorney is obligated ethically to tender that offer to you. You can either accept it or reject it. If you reject it, you can reject it and make a counter offer, which means you're saying, I won't accept A, but I'll accept B. Then your attorney is obligated to present that to the state. And the state's answer is either yes or no. If their answer is no, then your choices are you go to jury trial, or either you do a bench trial, and you can have a bench trial if the state agrees to your having a bench trial, which would mean at a bench trial, I would hear all the evidence and I would make the decision on whether you're guilty or not guilty. Right? So that's completely up to you.
Okay.
Judge, I think it's July 2nd.
All right. Your jury trial then will be July 2nd. And at that time, if you want a bench trial, you need to let the court know that you want a bench trial.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Yeah, you just moved them.
I know.
So move the big one.
Michael Prieto. Who's here? Michael Prieto.
She's coming up, Judge.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought you had heard.
All right. All right, is his case indicted?
It is not, Your Honor.
Okay, what is this? This is a violation report?
Yes, Your Honor, it's the.
Oh,
fourth one.
I think
Oh,
you
I'm
have my
sorry,
violation report.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry about that.
Nope. All right, court is calling night mag number 732440, State of Texas versus Michael E. Prieto. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Pauline Portillo on behalf of Christopher Castro for Mr. Michael Prieto.
Are you Mr. Michael Prieto?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any objection to this attorney standing in?
No, ma'am. Yeah.
All right, we're here. This is your fourth violation. Does anyone know what the previous violations were for?
Yes, Your Honor, I have. They all have to do with the interlock, Judge, so, the last one, the third violation report was, non-enrollment in ignition interlock. And he was continued on ignition interlock with 7 days to comply. Same one, that this is also labeled the third violation report for, ignition interlock for non-enrollment. The first violation report was, non-enrollment in ignition interlock, and he was given 7 more days to comply. And then the second violation report was also non-enrollment with ignition interlock. Defense counsel did tell me that the defendant isn't driving. The ignition interlock is on his girlfriend's vehicle, which is inoperable at their house. So it may be in this. I believe this case is a intoxication. It's going to be alleged that it's through drugs rather than alcohol. So it may be more appropriate to add a condition of the drug hotline, Your Honor, or some other testing requirement as a condition of bond.
And Judge, I just want to clarify that the third violation report actually has to do with him getting ignition interlock from an unapproved provider. And then the fourth one has to do with him calibrating that ignition interlock. And so his understanding was that he was going to wait for pretrial to give him information about getting it installed with an approved provider. And that resulted in the failure for him to calibrate the device. But he does realize now that he has to follow up with the pretrial officer and make sure that he's abiding by the interlock requirements. I do have an affidavit of non-driving in the vehicle. Just to clarify, it's actually not in his name and it's not his girlfriend's vehicle, but it is on the property. He doesn't use it, doesn't have any plates, so he can't drive it, but he did have that unapproved device installed on it per the court's orders. At this time, we would be just asking for a week for him to get all that straightened away with his pretrial officer, because I think there was some misinformation and then also a lack of following up on it that Mr. Prieto is now aware of, for him to get that ignition interlock on.
All right, so the ignition interlock is currently on the vehicle, correct?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, so if that vehicle is inoperable, then I would need an affidavit showing that that vehicle is inoperable. So I'm assuming state, are you asking for a bond increase or anything of that nature?
No, Judge, I mean, I talked to defense counsel. I think as long, I would like to get some conditions added to address any potential drug use. I think that's more appropriate than the ignition interlock, Your Honor.
All right, then this is what the court will do. Court is going to alter and amend conditions to include 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Random UAs. And I'll ask that the fees are waived. All right, is there anything else?
No, thank you. No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Prieto, do you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
All right, so you need to abide by these conditions. Otherwise, what will end up happening is I'll get another violation and we may not be having this conversation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court to help maintain your sobriety?
As far as the interlock goes, do I keep it on this with the company I have right
Yes,
now?
the interlock will need to remain on unless there's a mechanic or somebody who says that that car is not drivable. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, when people are charged with DWIs, there are certain conditions that go with that.
Yes.
And I know they're saying that allegedly, your DWI is based upon drugs. And I know alcohol is a drug, but something other than alcohol, that's what they're alleging. So conditions have to be set. And with DWIs, the conditions, this is not me, this is the legislature saying that part of your conditions are you're on some sort of device. So you have to be on a device. I understand that it's expensive, but at the end of the day, hopefully these are conditions that will help you maintain your sobriety. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I appreciate you.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay. All right. Thank you. Who's here on Darius Harris? Darius Harris.
Devin Wilson.
Oh,
And
okay.
Claudia Aaron.
Who's here on Ernest Gonzalez? All right, if you'll come forward. And Ernest Gonzalez, if you'll come forward. Oh, you're on this side.
Over here.
Hi, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. I appreciate that. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 0501, State of Texas versus Ernest Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
George Sharman on behalf of the defendant.
And are you Ernest Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yeah.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? You're going to need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did. Yes, ma'am.
Off the record. Excuse me, sir, in the green shirt, just have a seat. We're back on the record. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
I understand.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes,
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
I did.
Did you understand if the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
I do, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He could. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes,
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
he is. Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with county court cause numbers 709-684, 709-685. There's to be the DWI education course VIP, ignition interlock for half the term, and you agree to forfeit the weapon and county court cause number 709-684. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
I do.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
I'm sorry,
Have there been any such motions?
regarding.
Have you filed any motions in this case that have
Oh,
been ruled
no,
upon?
no. Mhm.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be set at a cap of 5 years and there be a TAP evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
I understand.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence
State offer states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
No objection.
showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
I understand.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports and lab reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
I understand.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt because you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge, and I do have some comments.
All right.
After we leave here today, we're gonna go down to County Court 1. We're gonna accept responsibility for those matters down there. My client has taken this very seriously, and he's taken responsibility for his actions. The state did recommend a cap in this case. This is a first offense. It was a DWI initially, and this was the result of a search. What we're asking for the court to do is to allow him to have a deferred period of less than 5 years. That we're asking for 3 years because we believe that he can do well. He can demonstrate to this court that he's serious about this and that he will correct his behavior. So I'm asking if the court would consider a lower sentence of probation of 3 years.
All right, state.
Judge, due to the facts in this case, I think that 5 years is appropriate. He was found halfway in between the parking lot and the sidewalk, asleep in his vehicle with a gun in his waistband. There were several open containers of alcohol in the vehicle. Again, that's all something that's highly dangerous to the community. When he was further patted down, they found the drugs in his pant pocket. Whenever the officers began to interact with him, they saw that he was exhibiting several signs of intoxication, including the smell of intoxicants, being confused. We just think that 5 years, due to the nature of all the offenses together, would be appropriate.
All right, thank you. All right, I have a few questions for you. So how often were you using drugs?
Not very often.
Well, I mean, what does that mean?
Just, in cases where I had to have a double
Okay,
shift.
okay, so here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
You got to stop whispering. I don't know why people whisper in court, but when they're talking to their
I've been
friends, they're
whispering
like,
the whole time I've been here. I don't know, maybe.
all right, so maybe it's my allergies that are acting up,
Mine as well.
but speak up. You hear at the level I'm speaking?
Yes.
That's the level I need you to speak.
Okay, we'll do.
And I don't even have much bass in my voice. It's all treble. So I know you have bass in your voice. Use it, speak up so everybody can hear.
That's right.
So how often were you using drugs?
Maybe once a month, if that.
Okay. So let me explain something to you.
Yes, sir.
You've already entered a plea, right?
Mhm.
I'm trying to make a decision on whether or not to set your probation at 5 years or 3 years. That's either yes or no. You understand?
Yes.
So there's no need for you to downplay whatever is going on in your world. And let me just tell you why. I'm inclined to follow the agreement that you've reached with the state, which is to give you deferred. The only issue right now in my mind is trying to figure out how long your deferred should be. So what I can tell you is when people are not honest with me about their drug use, and that's what we're ultimately here for, that tells me where you are on the level of your sobriety. So I've read the police report, and in the police report, you were passed out. You had meth. You even admitted to the officers that you had just used some meth. So, passed out in a vehicle, surrounded by alcohol, having used meth, and then have meth in your pocket, that doesn't sound like I only use once a month. So, how often were you using? And most importantly, if you drug tested today, what are the results going to be? You're going to get drug tested today.
Yeah,
So you need to be honest.
marijuana, of course, and then alcohol.
All right. And anything else?
No.
All right. Are you available to do a UA? All right, we're gonna come back with your sentencing once I get a UA. Do you need any water?
Sure.
Well, I mean, you say sure. Do you
Yeah,
need
yes, Your Honor.
you need water or not?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So what's going to end up happening is he's going to provide a UA to the court, and then I will make a decision on your sentencing. So if you have a seat in the front row, please. All right. Thank you.
All right. So we're gonna wait to go to County Court 1 until we're finished.
Yes. So as soon as he provides the UA, we'll take it up.
Okay.
All right. Claudia Aaron. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. All
Um,
right, Miss Aaron, you were late for court. Why?
I went to the wrong courtroom. She went to 6. She has 2 settings today. She went to 6. I did text her. I could see that she didn't view the message on our client portal.
All right, so let me explain something to you. If you see on the criminal side, a court that has 3 numbers to it, that's a district court. Usually, if you see courts that have 1 number or 2 numbers on the criminal side, that's usually a misdemeanor court. So you need to come here first.
Okay.
All right? All right, so where are we on this case?
Your Honor, we have conferred with the state and we need to have her screened for mental health court, PTD, to see if she's a candidate, if they will qualify her based off of her mental health history.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for PTD consideration for mental health court? All right, May 2nd, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. It is Claudia Aaron. We were just saying you have 3 first names.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Step right back there. I'll be with you in that consent. Your Honor, I also have Devin Wilson, but I don't know if you have him yet.
It is not up here. Augustine Camillus Augustine Galvan. Who's the attorney? All right, just have a seat. Once he comes back, we'll take it up. Devin Wilson.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right, what are we here for in this case?
First setting MTR, and there's some additional discovery for these alleged number ones that were up to pull.
Okay. All right, why were you late?
No, went to the wrong building.
Oh, okay. All right, you need to make sure now you know where this is located. Don't be late again, okay?
Okay.
All right. So what are you looking into, State?
So there's additional discovery. We have a report, but we need to pull the IDR. We also need to pull body worn camera that we have not received yet.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this and set it in 45 days for a contested hearing? If y'all decide it's not contested, then it won't be.
Yes, Judge.
We're also missing a jail call that we believe is relevant.
Oh, yes, a jump.
Okay. All right, you all need to have that before that 45 days.
You want us to wait?
Oh, no, she's going to give us a setting.
think she said May 20th, Your Honor.
What date did you say?
20th.
All right, May 20th. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Oh, sure, just 1 second. Let me write this down.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and Norma, are you putting that in that probably needs to be set at 1:30 or so?
1:30.
Yeah, so that'll be at 1:30.
Yeah, that's, I wanted to just approach, I have a trial that is going May 20th, on that day and come out. It can get bumped, I understand that, but, if it does go, just file a motion for continuance and have him
Oh,
here.
no, if it goes, just have him here and then we'll take it up. You won't need to file a motion for continuing.
Okay, I just wanted to make
Sure.
sure I understood how you wanted that handled.
Yes.
We can change that. On
What, May 12th?
If it turns out you're in trial, just call the court.
Okay. You know how it goes. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you
You
can be
never know.
number one and then it resolves and you're like, well, I could have made that. But
All right, who's here for Christopher Morrison? All right. I think this is him zooming in now.
Yes, Judge, should be.
You need to unmute and start video. And unmute. Are you Christopher Morrison?
I am.
All right. All right, this is the final plea deadline date. Who's here on Christopher Morrison? All right.
Judge, I don't know if we conferred this morning. Have you talked to anybody?
no, I have not.
Oh,
But
okay.
we
Yeah,
have
if we
pretty
just
good
have a
line,
minute.
So.
Okay. All right, I want to put you back in the waiting room.
Okay.
We're back, Judge.
Ah. All right, we're back. All right, so this is the plea deadline date. So is this going to be a jury trial?
Yes, Judge, we're gonna ask for jury setting.
All right, state, how long do you expect this jury to last?
2 days, Judge. 3 days.
3 days? All right, Ms. Ferguson, this criminal trial division need a jury trial date?
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I anticipate that the defense would also have a few witnesses.
Okay. All right, 3 days.
Maybe 4.
All right, 3 days.
Might even be 5.
Oh, yeah, 3 days.
I can do July 9th.
All right.
Judge, I apologize, we, are on vacation July 9th.
Oh, everybody needs a vacation.
Not together, but Mr. Locke and I are on vacation separately.
Oh, okay. All right. Is there an investigator in the house? Where's Leo?
He'll be back, Judge, he'll verify.
I can do August 5th.
August 5th?
Oh, wait.
All right, your jury trial date is going to be August 5th,
The 6th.
the 6th. All right, August 6th, you'll need to be present in the courtroom. Do you understand?
I do.
All right. Once you sign that, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, what will happen, Mr. Morrison, is that Ms. Ferguson will have you all sign a reset form, and then your attorney will send that to you. So
Okay.
Norman, have them sign a reset form, and please put on there that he's appearing court. All right, thank you, and thank you for appearing appropriately dressed for court.
Oh, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Daniel Rosas.
Your Honor, when are you gonna get your picture up here?
Oh, you
You
know
have
what?
to, you have to retire or?
I have no idea, but you know what's so funny? I always joke about people. I said, I'm gonna have little vignettes. Do a big mural and have the entire court staff up there.
That would be cute. All right. Have a good
All
one.
all right, thank you, you too. Carlos Alba Patron,
Yes, Your Honor.
yes, where's he?
He's in custody.
Come down, Mr. Alba.
And Judge, I'm not sure if you would like me just to briefly translate for him or if you need.
Oh, yeah, we do need, see, attorneys, this is why I give those instructions every time you all are here. If your client wishes to speak in a language other than English, we need an interpreter. Norma, if you can call an interpreter down.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Log it on.
And do you know, is he's gonna need an immigration attorney as well?
Hopefully not, Judge. Based on whatever motion we file, that should be sufficient to hopefully dispose of the case, Judge.
All right, but does he have, is he a citizen?
Independent Immigration Council, yes.
Okay. And Norma, see if you can have the Mac come down too. All right, so just as soon as that's there, we'll take it up.
Thank you, Judge.
And you want the map here in your show?
Yes,
Which case, please?
yes,
Is it gonna ask me information? That's me.
yeah, it's Carlos Alba Patron.
Okay.
Everyone, we are recessing at noon. Do not rush the court at 11:45. And Norma, I'm going to take a 5-minute break.
Hey, how are you today? Story Baumgarten. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Hey, this is on Villanueva.
You think that's okay?
Yes.
Can I approach the judge, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can put it up.
Thank you.
Okay, you got 1 second to breathe. I have to tell you this. Now, full.
She came in, and then with the man in my head, she was sitting in the gallery, I can see right now, on the second. It shows to be hearing, but we didn't have it on here, so I pulled the file. So she's here, and I'm doing it. She will have a 5-minute break.
Okay, she back there?
She back there. So I told her, nobody's talking, Sasha was coming up with me. So this is what you mean. She said that she has been on time.
Yes, I've watched the different section.
Marco? No? What do you need? Do you need help?
I need to pull a file for Tuesday.
For Tuesday? Do you need to pull it today?
Well, I just need to, I'm gonna imagine I need to approach a judge. Just want to see what the move is. That's all I need.
All right, give me a minute.
Hey, can I write down? I missed the check.
Hey, I sit on final bridge.
Sure.
Okay, cool, thank you. Okay.
I'm done. Not here. But this.
Is he in federal custody? Is he here?
Not, he's not in custody, but he has a federal case.
Is he here today?
So that's still the case.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not set for federal, it's not set for plea deadline quite yet. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's why you can't hear.
Danny Rosen. I got an offer. He wants to talk about.
You said it's not set. Did you say it wasn't set?
Yeah, it was off for Carolyn. Did you know?
I think they can.
Figured out hurts.
Yeah. I've seen him. Not.
All rise. All right, everyone, please be seated. Who's here on Arturo Villanueva?
Yes, Your Honor, we're starting.
All right, and Mr. Villanueva, if you'll come forward. All right, what is happening with this case?
Your Honor, we've conferred. We don't have an agreement at this point.
All right, so state which, let me see, we have a failure to stop and render aid. Failure to stop and render aid. All right, how long do you expect this trial to last?
A day, Judge.
Huh?
A day, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. This case,
May I interject real quick?
Sure.
I know they announced a day out of an abundance of caution, Your Honor, with picking a jury and so on and so forth. I think this is more like a 3-day matter.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this jury trial. It's 2 days. You'll have all day to do testimony. And it's Arturo Villanueva
Yes, Your Honor.
and Criminal Trial Division.
We can do July 9th.
All right, July 9th.
I have a vacation letter in that day, Your Honor.
All right, can you pull up people? Everybody has a vacation letter.
Can we do it earlier, Norma?
Yes, we'll do it earlier.
We can do June 11th.
All right, June 11th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Judge, I need to check, I need to check my vacation calendar, because I think I'm June 11th. Can we just get with Norma on that date, I mean,
No, we're getting with the date today.
okay. Can we just recall this for just a moment?
All right,
Just double check. Okay,
Sure.
Thank you.
Weeks.
all right, Carlos Alba Patron.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, how you doing?
Good, Judge.
So where are we on this case, discovery wise?
So Judge, right now, defense has asked us to see if we could get the defendant's cell phone examined, for possible text messages that are relate to this case. I believe defense is going to file an agreed motion to have the phone examined by, I think it's UT Health Science Center PD, to run it through Cellubrite or for us to physically go and look at the cell phone itself.
All right, so unless text messages were, deleted, which means they're not really deleted, is there any way, if there's a code to the cell phone, if y'all agree to it, he gives the code and both of you all go over to the property room together and look at it and he signs a motion agreeing to that?
That was kind of the goal, it was to give over the password and to run it through Cellubrite just so that we have the report. That should be quick because they don't have to break through anything. If they just have the password, they just get the report.
Okay.
Judge, the motion and the email to Mr. Escobar will indicate the passcode as well. And I'll make sure that the client signs the motion, I'll sign the motion, and then there'll be something there for Mr. Escobar to sign as well.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 45-day reset on Carlos Alba?
And Judge, just for the court's information, I believe, are you gonna put in the motion a deadline?
Judge, one of the things on the motion is that I asked Mr. Escobar, and I don't think he had any he was in agreement with, is that we were asking if we could put a time frame for about 2 weeks that they would produce that to us. If not, then we'd be able to go and look at that phone ourselves.
And Judge, the plan is just to call whichever detective is in charge of this case at UT Health Science Center and just say, hey, tell us if you can do this right. If they can't do it or can't do it within that time frame, then we would just go first and just go.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this in 3 weeks.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I'll follow that motion this afternoon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. That's fine.
All right, April 23rd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
I think we may have one more.
Okay, actually.
Just 1 second.
I'm good with the June 11th.
May 20th and June.
All right. I'm
I'm
good with June 11th because I. I'm okay with.
All right, we're on June 11th for him?
Yes.
I have.
All right.
Well, I was gonna send in the impact on May the 20th or June 11th.
May 20th?
I prefer the 11th, Your Honor, just because I want a little bit of time to subpoena at least one witness that just became aware. I became aware.
Judge, May 20th would be, the end of next month almost.
All right, so May 20th. Mr. Villanueva, you're gonna come back May 20th for jury trial,
And just, that will be an impact.
and that's impact. You're welcome.
Okay, so I'll make sure it's going.
Yeah,
Just wanna make
I
sure.
send over the order as soon as docket is over. Usually don't take a lunch break. So I'll work on whatever needs to be done.
Okay, no worries. I just need to make sure that
Yes,
I didn't drop the
it-
ball.
No, it'll be done, I promise. Yeah.
All right, who's here on Ivan Pacheco?
Okay. Campos?
Yes.
All right, so has he been sentenced?
No, Your Honor. They just finished the PSI, I think a week ago.
Are you chewing gum?
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Uh, All right, so when is the sentencing taking place?
He doesn't have a court date, Your Honor. There was the PSI was just completed. He's saying that, or sorry, the interview for the PSI was just completed. It's supposed to be done in April, and then he's gonna get a court date.
All right, is all the discovery tendered in this case?
Judge, and we've discussed the case today with some other important information that the state is interested in.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Pacheco. Can you set this in May? That is enough time for everyone to figure out where we are?
For the state, yes.
Yes, Judge, same.
For the information,
Yes.
I can do May 30th.
All right, May 30th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Okay. What's the person's name? Daniel. All right. Who is here on Arturo Campos Toledo? All right, Mr. Capos, today is your plea deadline date.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the last time we were here, there were some CPS records that was done. Complainant school records were uploaded, medical with same, done. Padilla letter, done.
And defense has been given the unofficial transcript, and we're making sure that they have the official transcript or translation rather given over, which she for sure has the unofficial one.
All right. So, your plea deadline date was extended to, March 19th. And so here we are on April 4th. So where are we on the plea? Is there going to be a plea or no?
There's gonna be a trial announcement.
All right. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
Less than a week, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. Family violence. 4 days.
I can do June 4th.
I'm sorry, when?
June 4th.
All right, June 4th. All right, June 4th will be your jury trial date. You'll be brought over, dressed for trial in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in some other clothing, you'll need to make a clothing exchange with your attorney. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, just let the court know.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
David Anthony Vietti. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Who's the attorney on David Anthony Vietti? David Vietti, make your way through the crowd. Everyone, clear the aisle. Court is calling 2022 CR 4505, State of Texas versus David Anthony Vietti. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan.
Defense?
Ernest Acevedo for Mr. Vietti.
And are you Mr. Vietti? How do you pronounce your last name?
Vietti.
Vietti, okay. Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same David Anthony Vietti who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 4505 for the offense of arson, habitation, or place of assembly on March 23rd, 2023 for a period of 8 years? Is that you? All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 1, on or about the 12th day of December 2023, in Bear County, Texas, the defendant David Anthony Vietti committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, currently group 1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objection?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And I believe this is to deny the motion. The state would be taking into consideration the new number 1 that he pled to, which is Knight Mag 742298, and also a tampering evidence case that is associated with that as a Knight Mag 742299. And then also the defendant referred to felony drug court, and if he's not accepted there, amend for DDRF and remain in custody while I guess he's out of custody at this point, Judge. So that's the recommendation.
All right, counsel.
That is our agreement, Judge, as some knowledge for the court. He's already in the mental health unit. He's had 3 strays in Laurel Ridge the last 2 months. He's with his sister now, and that's a really good influence on him. He has a psychiatrist appointment today, so he's in compliance with the medical treatment he needs to be successful. He does have a drug problem that is partially related to the dual diagnosis. But he has 2 clean UAs on pretrial. He's been testing him since he's been out on bond. And he's had 2 clean UAs since you've been testing him weekly. So we are asking him to be in the drug court after talking with probation and the DA's office. It gives the most options for the dual diagnosis. He has to be on his meds, Judge. When he's not on his meds, everything falls apart. Right now, he's in a stable spot, but he knows, his sister knows, and she's the best influence on him right now. And so we're asking the court to follow that agreement, but to try to give him some tools where he can deal with these difficult issues in his life.
All right, probation. Do you want him to be referred to these programs in custody or out of custody?
Your Honor, I would ask if he's doing well on his pretrial right now, for him to do the felony drug court referral out of custody, and depending on what happens then, take him in custody.
Okay.
If he's not, if he's not approved.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Well, just one moment. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Anthony Vietti.
All right, so what have you been doing to stay on top of any type of mental health issues or sobriety issues?
I've been staying at my sister's house where there's no drug use, and my mom also stays there. But I go to see the doctor that I'm supposed to see with crystal counseling, and the case managers come out and see me weekly.
Okay, so you have a case manager.
Yes,
Who's your case manager?
One of them is Tiffany. There's another one named Mike.
All right, so this is what the court is going to do. I'll deny the motion, alternate amending conditions to include a referral to felony drug court. You cannot miss your appointment for that referral. If you do, you're going to end up being taken into custody, maybe on a motion to revoke, or maybe to have that evaluation done in custody. You understand?
Yes.
I'm giving you a chance to do your evaluations out of custody. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, you'll need to talk to felony drug court. I know they have a wait list, but they're having graduation, so there should be openings, and it's going to be first come, first serve. So you need to reach out and touch them. All right, so there's going to be a referral to felony drug court. The defendant is to provide the names of your case managers to probation, so they'll know who your case manager is, okay? And if not accepted in felony drug court, then he's to return to this court. So if for some reason felony drug court doesn't accept you, then you're going to be set to come back to me, and we're going to figure something out. You understand?
Sure.
We can go off the record. Here's the deal. Oh, there's nothing checked on here. That's okay. Here's the thing. If you're not accepted in felony drug court, do not throw up your hands and just go missing. Because if you go missing, there are consequences for that. If you're not accepted in felony drug court, your attorney is going to know, probation is going to know, and you're going to give a date to come to me, so we can figure out what would be appropriate for you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, if you go missing, if you're not accepted to felony drug court, you're sort of limiting my ability to make different choices for you. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right. Good luck. Stay clean and sober. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
Find it. Give me just a minute.
All right. Who's here on Lee Galindo?
That's mine, Judge. Can't remember. Which, that one's not set today, it's set on Tuesday.
All right. So just give me one moment on that. I'll take you up next.
Sure.
All right. Is the attorney here on Gonzalez? Ernest Gonzalez? All right. Where's your client? All right, Mr. Gonzalez, come forward. All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 0501, State versus Ernest Gonzalez. So, Mr. Gonzalez, you were previously under oath. You're still under oath. How many children do you have?
2 children,
What are their ages?
12 and 6.
And are you employed?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work for the U.S. Postal Service and for the National Association of Letter Carriers.
Okay, all right. So, your test has come back. What do you think it's positive for?
Mainly THC problems, some alcohol, and then obviously what I was charged with.
All right, so why were you up here? See, this is the thing about people in their sobriety. You already knew that I was going to follow this agreement and give you deferred adjudication, correct? You knew that.
Yes, ma'am.
And you still were dishonest. Now you're changing it. You told me you would not be positive for meth. You told me you're only going to be positive for marijuana and alcohol. Did I hear him incorrectly? I know my allergies are acting up, but isn't that what he said?
That is, Judge.
Isn't that what you said?
Mainly THC.
No, don't do this mainly thing. I asked you if you would be positive for meth. You told me no. And as a matter of fact, I said, how often do you use meth? And you said, not often. And I said, what does often mean? And then you said, maybe once a month. And then I said, I've read the police report. In the police report, you have meth in your pocket, you have meth in a bottle, and you have alcohol surrounding you. That doesn't sound like 1 month use to me. And then I said, well, let's wait a little bit. We're going to have you do a drug test. And I said, this tells me where you are in your sobriety. If you're going to be honest with me, that's a synopsis of our entire conversation. And then I told your attorney was right here because your attorney is asking for you to be placed on 3 years deferred adjudication. And you walked back to probation. And let me just tell you what I'm assuming happened. As you're walking back to probation, you're praying to whoever your higher power is, saying, if you let me be negative for meth, I promise I will never use again. You know what ends up happening when you do that? Sometimes your higher power will be like, okay, we're going to let you be negative. And this court usually, you know what the answer is? For your betterment, the test is going to be what it is. And so you're positive for meth. So now we're back to, how often are you using?
Like 3 times a week.
All right. So we go from once a month to 3 times a week.
It's embarrassing. So I apologize.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, where we are in our life, hopefully this is not where we're going to be 2 or 3 days from now, or a month from now, or 2 years from now. Guess what? Every person in this courtroom, okay, we're on the record. We're on the record, talking with the court reporter while we're on the record, or the court coordinator. Here's the thing. Everybody in this courtroom are working on something in their life for improvement. Believe it or not, Stephanie Boyd is not perfect. I'm working on improving things in my life. I'm always working on my patients. I'm sure everybody in this courtroom has something they're working on in their life to be better at. And where we are now is hopefully not where we'll end up, that we will have improved on whatever we're working on. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what I'm going to do for you, part of it is punishment for being untruthful to the court. I'm going to sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. And I will tell you, when I was reading your police report and reading the steps before your counsel even said anything, you know what I had written down on the sheet of paper where I write my notes?
I can't see that.
Oh, 3 years deferred. That's what I had written. So these 2 years that you're getting on top of the 3 years, that's not your attorney's fault. That's all on you.
I accept that.
All right, so 5 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be the UA hotline. There's to be a referral to felony drug court. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. And don't mix up anybody's mail. Okay. There is to be field visits 1 time per month until in treatment. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. That includes your children until further notice. So if you're going to be with your children, there needs to be another adult that is supervised. You understand? This is run concurrent with County Court Cause number 709-684, 709-685. You're to forfeit the weapon. And cause number 709-684, DWI education course. And counsel, if in misdemeanor court, they require the DWI education course, of course, that will be satisfied for this court.
Yes, Your Honor, we're gonna do it concurrent with the probation in this.
All right. So DWI education course, VIP live, ignition interlock for half the term. Probation, is there a $500 fine? And that will be probated. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
Oh, and probation, in case he's not accepted in felony drug court, do a TAP evaluation and 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And if TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you. Off the record, here's the thing. You want to make your children proud of you. So if you're not going to do it for yourself, being clean and sober, do it for your children, okay? And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. I appreciate it. All right, good luck to you, okay? If you need anything and you feel like probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Liga Lindo?
Judge, I talked to the state. I don't think there's any witnesses on there. I just have a scheduling conflict. I don't know that I'm gonna completely go, but at least have to be in Wilson County a good chunk of the day on that day.
All right, so when is this set for?
It's set for Tuesday, PSI. I looked at the 17th and 18th. Ms. Ferguson said the 18th is probably better.
All right, State, are you okay with moving this to the 18th? It's a DWI.
Judge, we're okay. It'll give us a little bit more time to contact. One of the guys hasn't sent anything in.
All right, so we'll reset it for the 18th.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give the file to Ms. Ferguson, let her know. This is gonna be reset for April 18th. Are you already on Augustus Galvin?
Here on that, Judge, you can approach.
Yes. All right, so today is the day I'm supposed to give you a plea deadline date. Defense was supposed to speak to an expert, so we're just here for a plea deadline date.
Okay.
All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
can you set this in 1 month for a plea deadline date on Camillus Augustin Galvin?
Second.
I'm sorry?
It's Augustine.
Augustine, okay, see, let me just tell you, sometimes it cuts off because your name is so long.
Yeah.
But thank you for correcting me. I always tell people, no, you corrected me. I appreciate that. So we're gonna come back on what date?
May 2nd.
We're gonna come back on May 2nd. But you're right, I'm right, because let me tell you why. Your name is so long on the printout, it cut off the E. Yeah, that's why. All right. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. That will be your plea deadline date. You're welcome.
Well, Judge, just so the court's aware, I don't know if the offer's been extended yet, but.
State, you need to give defense an offer on this case.
Or sometime in the near future.
Yes. And that needs to be done before May 2nd. All right, thank you. All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. You always do. All right, who is here on Daniel Rosas? Have you all talked with probation?
I have the report.
Yeah, did y'all confer with probation? Y'all need to, all right, attorneys, before you approach on motions to revoke, you need to confer with probation, because sometimes what's written in there is not necessarily what probation is recommending. Probation is an integral part of the legal system. So have you all talked with probation?
No.
All right, so just talk with probation, and when you're done, just come forward.
With the ADA.
All right, well, I mean,
We have an
probation.
agreement.
Well, here's the thing. You all may have an agreement. Probation may not be in agreement with that. I may not be in agreement with that. So probation is an integral part of the system. Otherwise, we wouldn't have them. Well, I mean, it is the government. We probably would, but they're an integral part of the system here in the 187. All right, Mariah Lopez.
Here you are.
Yes. Y'all want a contested hearing?
Yes. That is what my client has related.
All right, State.
Yes, Your Honor. Contested hearing. I think we're gonna present, we'll present some witnesses, Judge, so.
All right, so do you have all the discovery on the new number ones?
I do not yet, Judge. I do have the offense report, but I need all the body cam and any video footage.
All right, and there's a alleged assault that's listed in here. Is that family violence or is that criminal trial?
It's CTD also, it is a misdemeanor, but I'm not sure if we're gonna, I don't think we'll present the drug new number one, but I think we might present the burglary and the assault.
Okay. All righty. And there are other allegations in the motion other than a new number one.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so we'll need to, I'll get with Michelle to get that witness, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Can you set this for a contested hearing? And if you will set it the end of April or either the first week in May, is that enough time?
Yes, ma'am.
We can do May 2nd.
All right, May 2nd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wait a minute, Norma. Not May 2nd, because that's a Thursday. We may or may not be in trial. I'm not sure. Because that's the first week. Will we be in trial? Yeah, May 6th. So it's gonna be May 6th at 1:30. All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Remember, make sure she has a reset form in case she bonds out. Probation. Mariah Lopez, it's May 6th, contested at 1:30. All right, who's here on Ricardo Ramirez? All right, I have a motion for discovery that I signed. So where are we on discovery?
Judge, we don't have any discovery issues right now. We're set for a plea bargain deadline. I'm asking the court if we could potentially reset that deadline. I'd like to provide Hank with some additional mitigation, which he may consider to amend the offer. And it's on me. I need to get that done, Judge. I just haven't been in my office much lately.
No problem. The week of April 15th or the week of April 29th?
May we do the 29th? Judge?
All right, Norma, can we recall Ricardo Ramirez for the 29th for a plea deadline date? All right, so once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. Okay, thank you. All right, and thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Rosas. Court is calling 2022 CR 4826, State of Texas versus Daniel Rosas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ally Jackson.
Defense?
Larry Meadows for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Daniel Rosas? All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to
Yes, ma'am.
Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision
Yes,
with your attorney? And did you understand it?
Yes,
Are you the same Daniel Rosas who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 4826 for the offense of failure to comply with the sex offender duty to register
Yes, ma'am.
on June 6, 2022 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, we're proceeding on violation of number 1 that's in the first amended motion to revoke. That on or about the 26th day of February 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Daniel Rosas committed the offense of violation of sex offender registry and violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
We're waiving the rest, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, the proposed agreement is to revoke him and sentence him to 4 years. And we will kick the new number 1, Your Honor.
All right, and what's the cause number in that?
It is unindicted. It is grand jury number 836350.
All right, is that the proposed agreement?
That's our agreement, Judge.
All right, so, Mr. Rosas, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Daniel Rosas.
All right, why are you not complying with registration?
Miss, I've been on it so long, miss, but I've never had a problem. But lately, the last time I was here for drugs, and I've had, I've been on drugs. But if you look before that, miss, I've never had no problem. I mean, all these years, I didn't have no problem to just recently because I got bad on drugs. And that's the truth, ma'am. I went to rehab, I got out, and it was I got back on drugs. But if you look, miss, all these years, I mean, it's that crime happened so long ago. And it's just been recently that I messed up on it. I mean, you can look at it, and it's just really, I started having problems lately, man. And that's why I was gonna ask you if you can have mercy on me, miss. And because I mean, for so long, I mean, I didn't have no problems with it till just recently. And it's my drug problem, man. I won't lie to you about that. I went to rehab, but I won't lie to you, when I went to rehab, it didn't really help me out. You know, it was just, I didn't get no help there. I mean, it's not like if I wasn't trying, but, I have no reason to lie to you, miss, and you can look back and look at how long ago it happened till now. It happened so long ago and I just started messing up now.
All right, I understand what you're saying, but, and I want you to let you know, I'm internalizing everything, what you're saying. But here's the bad thing. The bad thing is you are on probation for this and you still don't register. And this is not the first time you've been before me on a motion to revoke.
No,
And
this is the first time, miss. 'Cause
no,
the
you were
last
here on
time-
November 18th, 2022.
But I was in jail when that happened, miss, and they were gonna revoke me for not doing my, okay. Go
Here's the
ahead. Okay.
thing.
I understand.
You were here on November 18th, 2022 for a violation of condition number 4.
Mhm.
And the reason why I bring that up is because, one, I'm the person who placed you on probation June 6th, 2022, right?
Right.
And I place you on probation and I tell everybody the same thing. And you know what I tell them? If there's an issue and you feel like probation is not addressing it, you can always come to the court.
Wow.
Everybody here knows if you have a drug issue and it's something that I can do to protect the community, plus give you treatment for your drug addiction so you won't come back, then we can handle that. But you're on probation for not registering and then you're still not registering. That's a problem. All right. So do you want me to follow their plea bargain agreement? Because I could sentence you to 5 years. They've made an agreement to 4.
I just ask for you to have mercy, miss. That's
Excuse
all.
me. Yes, ma'am. And counsel, you need to have your client signed up.
I'm just asking you to have mercy on me, you know. That's
I
all,
mean,
miss.
mercy is not sentencing you to 5.
But it's up to you, ma'am. I'm just
No,
asking to
no.
have mercy.
Here's the question for you. Do you want me to follow this agreement and send you to prison for 4 years? Or do you not want me to follow it? If I don't follow it, I can tell you, I'm inclined to send you for 5 years.
I mean, I'll follow it, miss. I agree to it, so.
All right, are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then the court will follow your agreement. The court is finding number 1 true, grant the motion. Take in consideration grand jury number 836350. There's to be chapter 62 compliance, 4 years in the prison, and give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yeah, he just signed it.
Yes. Okay. Did you understand it? Nobody can hear you.
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. Here's the thing, you need to register. No, that's, oh.
I have my.
Okay, you have yours? Okay, then.
You have the signed copy.
All right, thank you. Yes. All right, Mr. Rojas, they're telling me that you successfully completed ISF, so you'll receive credit for that. Can I have the form on here, please?
Of
Mr. Rosas.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Bashan. See, that's why people should talk to you.
Yes, sir.
We were ready on this.
Yes, sir.
All right, anybody who has paperwork that has not been turned in, you're gonna have to come back at 1:30. Stefan Brown. Court is calling 2024 CR 3758, State of Texas versus Stefan Trey Brown. And this is an application. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett here, Your Honor.
Defense,
Charles Buck, Mr. Brown.
are you Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case? Did you review it with your client?
We have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr.
I'm sorry, Judge. There's 2 files on this case.
Oh,
And this is the second one.
thank you. And we're also. Could I have a file stamp, please?
Yes, ma'am. And I don't think there's a certification on the MTO.
All right. All right. Did you fill out what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are.
Mr. Brown, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a child under 15?
Yes.
That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter a plea into this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Absolutely.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Brown, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine probated. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution, if any, to the city of San Antonio. There's going to be a referral to felony drug court. If you're not accepted into felony drug court, then there will be other considerations for inpatient treatment. Do you understand that to be a part of the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, this is run concurrent with 2021 CR 8111A. Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Outside the agreement, state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, ignition interlock for the full term, and 1 year Texas driver's license suspension. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
All right, state, any
Yes, Your Honor.
evidence?
State Exhibit number 1 with office attached.
Any objection? Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We believe he's worthy. He would definitely benefit from the drug court referral, and we're thankful that the court recommended it. And we ask that the court follow the plea bargain and refer him to drug court.
All right, this is what the court will do. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. There is to be a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted in a felony drug court probation, I'm going to want him brought back to the 187th for us to determine what treatment would be appropriate for him. We're going to do a TAP evaluation. And both the TAP and felony drug court will be out of custody. Counsel, there's graduation coming up in felony drug court, so you probably should call them to see about putting him on the list.
Yes, Judge.
This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 8111A. There should be 200 hours of community service restitution. Do you have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
I have 5.
What are their ages?
2 7-year-olds, 2 6-year-olds, and 1 14-month-old.
Oh, are these twins?
Excuse me?
Are they twins?
No, just born around the same time.
Oh, okay. I'm
3
not gonna,
3 are biological, and then 2 that I have are non, but I still take care of them and call
Okay.
them as my own.
I'm not gonna delve into anything that will get you in trouble with people, so. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once you complete the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There is to be ignition interlock, full term, 1-year driver's license suspension, DWI education, and the Victim Impact Panel Live, field visits until in felony drug court or in treatment. And there'll be 90 sober meetings in 90 days.
May I be heard briefly?
Yes.
He has an affidavit of non-driving on file. He has the portable device that he's been on since the arrest. So
Okay.
if the court would deem that appropriate in lieu of the ignition interlock.
In lieu of ignition interlock, do the portable device upon presentation of an affidavit of non-driving.
That's already in the court's file.
Okay. All right, just make sure probation has it.
Thank you, Judge.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Yeah, I would like to point out that he did a parenting class July 31st of 20. Your Honor, I'd like to give him credit for that.
Yes, I'll give him credit for that since this has occurred before completion of that. Anything else?
Nothing, Judge.
Probation, anything else? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are we still proceeding with the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and the motion to revoke, or are you withdrawing it?
Well, Judge, we discussed it, but I think the sentencing today could not. We're going to proceed on it, Your Honor, with the new number 1.
All right, court is calling 2021 CR 111A, State of Texas versus Stephon Brown. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Charles Pump.
And again, you're Mr. Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Stephon Brown who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 8111A for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on April 14, 2023 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, violated condition number 1 on or about the 29th day of December 2023 in Bear County, Texas. This defendant, Stephen T. Brown, committed the offense of driving while intoxicated in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'll waive the remaining violated conditions. Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honors, to deny the motion, to continue the individual on as deferred, and to have him referred to felony drug court with acceptance there, if not, be brought back to the court in front of you, Judge.
All right, is that the agreement?
Judge.
And this is to run concurrent. What was the previous cause number?
2024 CR 3258, Your Honor. I'm sorry, 3758.
All right, the court will deny the motion and alter and amend conditions to include a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted in felony drug court, then he'll be brought back to the 187th District Court for further treatment options. And again, as previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. This will be run concurrent with 2024 CR 3758.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing
All right,
further.
off the record. Here's the thing. You're looking at up to 20 years prison.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
have all these children that you need to take care of. I understand when people have drug or alcohol problem, that that's when you're supposed to pick up the phone and talk to probation.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
you won't be here.
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna need to get you a sponsor for somebody that's there 24/7, where you can pick up the phone and call them. You're not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on probation, and that's for the full length of probation. That's not some rule I made up. That's what the legislature has decided. So you can't drink alcohol on probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge.
All right, so everyone, it is close to the noon hour. So we are going to come back at 1:30 and I'll take up the other matters. So we'll be back at 1:30.
Maybe sign this real fast.
Sure,
Just on that.
sure. You're welcome.